Hey guys, it's me again. Welcome to week 3 of staying at home. I hope you're all doing well and staying healthy. I miss you guys, and I hope this is over before school gets over so we can see each other again. I would like to share just a couple of things this week that you're going to be reading and watching, and just let you know my thoughts on them. Hopefully you can get something from that. So you're going to be reading something from Luke chapter 20, and it's the story that Jesus tells about a man who owns a vineyard, and he loans it out to some managers to take care of and to grow fruit and things. But then he sends his servants to collect the money, but these managers, they beat up the servants. And so the owner of the vineyard decides to send his own son. He's like, well, surely they'll listen to my son. I don't know what they're doing with my servants. And he sends his son, and the greedy managers, they beat up and they kill his son. And the reason why they do it is because they're greedy, right? They want the land for themselves. They didn't want to give it to anybody else, even though it belonged to someone else. It made me just think about our lives in general. Now, Jesus was telling a parable about a lot of the leadership in Israel, about how they had been given many good gifts. They were supposed to take care of God's law and his instructions, and they didn't do a good job at that. In fact, they didn't even listen to Jesus when he was there, God's own son. But to apply it to me, I think, what has God given me to take care of? And really, he's given me now. He's given me this moment. It's mine, but it's a gift from God. What am I doing with it? Am I pushing back and saying, well, I want to do whatever I want to do with it. That's all I care about is me. Whether I hurt someone or not doesn't matter. It's about me. Or do I listen to the servants that God has sent to me? Do I listen to his son and do what he has asked me to do with this moment? So think about that. What are you doing with each moment that you have? Are you using it to love others, to care for others, or are you using it for selfishness? You're going to read about this word resurrection also in your reading, and I just wanted to explain that a little bit. When the Bible talks about resurrection, it's talking about one of two things. One is when Jesus was raised from the dead, so the resurrection of Jesus, to be brought back to life. But then it also talks about the future resurrection. So because Jesus was raised from the dead, there's this promise that's been given to us that one day God will make all things right. Heaven and earth, like you watched the video last week, will be reunited, joined together again. All that is evil and horrible and sinful in this world will be cast out. And those who are God's, those who have chosen to submit to the leadership, to the authority of God, will be given new life. There'll be a resurrection. So our bodies are no longer going to be old and wrinkly, bald heads and lots of wrinkles on the face. We're not going to be dying anymore. We'll be living completely the way God wanted us to. Sin will not have an effect on us. So that's the time of resurrection. It's this future hope that we have when God makes everything right, makes all the wrong things right. And you'll watch a video that talks about this a little bit, about the image of God and how humans were created to be the image of God. Ancient kings would build statues of themselves and put their statues all over their kingdom to say, look, I'm in charge. You see this statue? That represents me. That's an image of me. Know that I'm in control. But another thing would happen is temples. Most of you are familiar with different types of temples of different religions. And inside those temples, there are images, statues, representing that God. And it was saying the same thing, where that God is saying, look at this statue and know that I am here in this place. But God didn't do that. Instead, he created humans. And he said, you, as a human, are my image. You are my representation. And wherever you go, I want you to reflect me and who I am and my nature to the world around you. Bring me to the world, right? Instead of people having to come to God, he's sending us to go to them. So that's what I want you to think about this week is how can I image God? How can I reflect him? How can I live that life that he's called me to live? And I want to close up with referencing a Korean drama that I've been watching called Chocolate. Khan knows what I'm talking about. He's watched it. I know a couple of you have too. But at the end of this drama, there's a guy who's been wasting his whole life. He's been very selfish and only cared about what benefited him. But there was a change that happened as he started to watch people around him die. And he made this statement. I'll see if I get it right. The day that you wasted today is the tomorrow that somebody who died yesterday wished for. It's kind of confusing, right? The day that you wasted today is the tomorrow that someone who died yesterday wished for. And it kind of hit me really hard to think, somebody died yesterday, and they would have given anything to have today, to have now, but it's gone. What did I do with today? Did I waste it? Or did I do something valuable with my day? And so it's a challenge for me also, God has given me now, this moment. What am I doing with it? Am I imaging him well? Am I reflecting him well? And I think the best way that we can do that is by love. Loving the people around us, showing grace, showing mercy, not thinking of ourselves, but thinking of them. And so I guess it's a challenge for me as well, as I'm at home with my family. How much am I loving them the way that God has called me to love them? And I hope you guys can do the same thing with the people around you. All right, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you through the internet next week.